overture opens with a call to action. 3 snare drum rolls, somewhat unusual for the beginning of an overture, and the third one welcomes the entire orchestra into play. The first section of the overture is a march, a very vigorous, rousing march. It's made up primarily of a 2-measure figure that is repeated 3 times at different pitch levels. Wit and humor is perhaps the most difficult concept to understand or explain in music. But Rossini's wit comes to the fore almost immediately. This vigorous march figure comes to a close with a change in texture and a change in rhythm, so that we go from this bum bum ba bum bum ba bum to 16th notes and triplets. The full orchestra plays the march theme itself, but the answer is a 3-fold playing of this 16th note triplet figure. First heard in the violins, clarinets, and piccolo, then in the flute and oboe, and then in the French horn. Rossini then sort of repeats this whole opening passage, but he ends in a different key, and the answering figure, the 16th notes and triplets, are now in different instruments, this time concluding with the figure in the bassoons. Rossini's wit is subtle, and it can be played in several different ways. In this figure, what he does is he starts with this rousing figure that's moving forward, and then the answer is almost standing still. Now one can play that as if it's kind of a bungling figure. Maybe some others in the march are stumbling to catch up, or it's bystanders waving. Either way, it feels like a parade that's marching forward, comes to a halt, and picks up some humorous asides in some way. But as I say, it's not funny in the sense that you roll in the aisles laughing. It's more funny in the sense of the juxtaposition feels strange, and it brings this wonderful smile along with the music. Also, for reasons nobody can fully explain, some instruments just sound kind of funny when played in certain circumstances, probably because they're either pitched high or pitched low. A prime example of that is the piccolo, which when it plays a melodic figure that maybe was heard first on the violins, sounds strange in this high, squeaky voice. Or the bassoon, which plays this maybe a romantic figure, but down low in pitch. And it strikes us as unexpected, and therefore somewhat funny. One of the aspects of Rossini's composition that makes his wit and humor work is that he never really calls attention to it specifically. Rather, it becomes part of the overall larger structure. It's an integral element of the themes, of the rhythms, of the piece as a whole. And in this case, that answer is an answer to the march-like vigorous structure that begins it. And the whole march is in what we call ABA form, starting with this march is the A section, and then Rossini provides a B section that remains vigorous, remains rousing, and the entire orchestra plays. And then he repeats the A section at the end. creating a large-scale ABA structure.